Employer Identification Number. Understanding your EIN. At Best Kept Secret 510 YouTube. 1. This publication provides general information on Employer Identification Numbers (EINs). The topics included are: what is an EIN? Information by type of business entity. When you need a new EIN. How to apply for an EIN. How to complete Form SS4. Where to apply for an EIN. How to avoid common problems. What is an EIN? Point 2 Special rules regarding entity classification elections. Point 2 Information by type of business entity. Point 2 Sole proprietorship. Point 3 Corporation. Point 4 Partnership. Point 5 Estate. Point 7 Trust. Point 7 Employee plans. Point 9 Exempt organizations. Point 10 Limited Liability Company, LLC. Point 12 Employment and excise taxes. Point 13 Employment taxes. Point 13 Excise taxes. Point 14 How to apply for an EIN. Point 14 Apply online. Point 14 Apply by fax. Point 15 Apply by mail. Point 15 How to complete Form SS4. Application for an EIN. Point 15 Sole proprietor, individual. Point 16 Corporation. Point 17 Partnership. Point 19 Trust. Point 20 GNMA Pools, Governmental National Mortgage Association. Point 21 Estate. Point 22 Plan Administrators. Point 23 Employee plans. Point 24 Exempt organizations. Point 25 Bankruptcy, individual. Point 27 Bankruptcy, corporation or partnership. Point 28 EFTPS, Electronic Federal Tax Payment System. Point 28 Where to apply for an EIN, mail or fax. Point 29 Avoiding common EIN problems. Point 30 Table of Contents. 2. What is an EIN? Special rules regarding entity classification elections. Information by type of business entity. This section contains the following information. Definitions of various entity types. Which forms each entity type may file. When you need a new EIN. When you don't need a new EIN. There are special rules and procedures for classification elections made on Form 8832, Entity Classification Election. Those rules and procedures are not reflected in this publication. The results explained in this publication may be different when an entity classification election is involved. See the instructions for Form 8832 for further information regarding entity classification elections. An Employer Identification Number (EIN) is a 9-digit number that IRS assigns in the following format: XXXXXXXXX. It is used to identify the tax accounts of employers and certain others who have no employees. However, for employee plans, an alpha, for example, P or the plan number, e.g., 003, may follow the EIN. The IRS uses the number to identify taxpayers that are required to file various business tax returns. EINs are used by employers, sole proprietors, corporations, partnerships, nonprofit associations, trusts, estates of decedents, government agencies, certain individuals, and other business entities. Use your EIN on all of the items that you send to the IRS and the Social Security Administration (SSA). Caution: an EIN is for use in connection with your business activities only. Do not use your EIN in place of your Social Security number (SSN). Effective May 21, 2012, to ensure fair and equitable treatment for all taxpayers, the Internal Revenue Service will limit Employer Identification Number (EIN) issuance to 1 per responsible party per day. This limitation is applicable to all requests for EINs whether online or by fax or mail. We apologize for any inconvenience this may cause. You should have only one EIN for the same business entity. If you have more than one EIN and are not sure which one to use, call the Business and Specialty Tax line at 1-800-829-4933. TTY/TDD users can call 1-800-829-4059. Provide the numbers that you have, the name and address to which each was assigned, and the address of your main place of business. The IRS will tell you which number to use. If you do not have your EIN by the time your return is due, write applied for, and the date that you applied for it in the space shown for the number. Forms. Definition. 3. You will need a new EIN if any of the following are true. You do not need a new EIN if any of the following are true. Sole proprietorship. Business profits or losses of a sole proprietorship are reported on Schedule C, Schedule CEZ, or Schedule F of Form 1040, U.S. Individual Income Tax Return. A sole proprietor may also be required to file other returns such as employment or excise tax returns. You file bankruptcy under Chapter 7 Liquidation or Chapter 11 Reorganization of the Bankruptcy Code. You incorporate. You are a sole proprietor and take in partners and operate as a partnership. You are establishing a pension, profit sharing, or retirement plan. A sole proprietorship is an unincorporated business that is owned by one individual. It is the simplest form of business organization to start and maintain. The business has no existence apart from you, the owner. Its liabilities are your personal liabilities and you undertake the risks of the business for all assets owned, whether or not used in the business. Include the income and expenses of the business on your own tax return. For more information on sole proprietorships, see Publication 334, Tax Guide for Small Businesses. If you are a farmer, see Publication 225, Farmer's Tax Guide. You change the name of your business, you change your location or add locations, stores, plants, enterprises or branches of the entity. You operate multiple businesses, including stores, plants, enterprises or branches of the entity. Note: if you are a sole proprietor who conducts business as a limited liability company (LLC), you do not need a separate EIN for the LLC, unless you are required to file employment or excise tax returns. A limited liability company is an entity formed under state law by filing articles of organization as an LLC. An LLC owned by one individual is automatically treated as a sole proprietorship for federal income tax purposes, referred to as an entity to be disregarded as separate from its owner. Report the business activities of the LLC on your Form 1040 using a Schedule C, Schedule CEZ or Schedule F. Forms. Definition. 4. The Form 1120 series returns are as follows. The following businesses formed after 1996 are taxed as corporations. Corporation. Corporations usually file a Form 1120 series return, plus other returns that apply, such as employment or excise tax returns. A corporation is defined as a legal entity or structure created under the authority of the laws of a state consisting of a person, or group of persons, who become shareholders. The entity's existence is considered separate and distinct from that of its members. Since a corporation is an entity in its own right, it is liable for its own debts and obligations. In forming a corporation, prospective shareholders transfer money, property, or both, for the corporation's capital stock. Form 1118, Foreign Tax Credit Corporation, Form 1120, U.S. Corporation Income Tax Return, Form 1120C, U.S. Income Tax Return for Cooperative Associations, Form 1120F, U.S. Income Tax Return of a Foreign Corporation, Form 1120 FSC, U.S. Income Tax Return of a Foreign Sales Corporation, Form 1120H, U.S. Income Tax Return for Homeowners Associations, Form 1120L, U.S. Life Insurance Company Income Tax Return, Form 1120ND. Return for Nuclear Decommissioning Funds and Certain Related Persons, Form 1120 PC, U.S. Property and Casualty Insurance Company Income Tax Return, Form 1120 Pol, U.S. Income Tax Return for Certain Political Organizations, Form 1120 Right, U.S. Income Tax Return for Real Estate Investment Trusts. A business formed under a federal or state law that refers to it as a corporation, body corporate, or body politic. A business formed under a state law that refers to it as a joint stock company or joint stock association, an insurance company, certain banks, a business wholly owned by a state or local government, a business specifically required to be taxed as a corporation by the Internal Revenue Code, certain foreign businesses, any other business that elects to be taxed as a corporation. For example, a limited liability company LLC, by filing Form 8832, Entity Classification Election. For more information, see the instructions for Form 8832. Definition 5. You will need a new EIN if any of the following are true. Form 1120 RIC, U.S. Income Tax Return for Regulated Investment Companies, Form 1120S, U.S. Income Tax Return for an S Corporation, Form 1120 SF, U.S. Income Tax Return for Designated Settlement Funds under Section 468B, Form 1120W. Estimated Tax for Corporations, Form 1120X, amended U.S. Corporation Income Tax Return. A partnership is the relationship existing between two or more persons who join together to carry on a trade or business. Each partner contributes money, property, labor or skill, and expects to share in the profits and losses of the business. The term partnership includes a limited partnership, syndicate, group, pool, joint venture, or other unincorporated organization, through or by which any business, financial operation, or venture is carried on. An unincorporated organization with two or more members is generally classified as a partnership for federal tax purposes if its members carry on a trade, business, financial operation, or venture and divide its profits. However, a joint undertaking merely to share expenses is not a partnership. For example, co-ownership of property maintained and rented or leased is not a partnership unless the co-owners provide services to the tenants. You are a division of a corporation after a corporate merger. The surviving corporation uses its existing EIN. A corporation declares bankruptcy. However, if a liquidating trust is established for a corporation that is in bankruptcy, an EIN for that trust is required. See Treasury Reg. Section 301.77014d. Your business name changes. You change your location or add locations, stores, plants, enterprises or branches. You elect to be taxed as an S corporation by filing Form 2553. After a corporate reorganization, you only change identity, form, or place of organization. The corporation is sold and the assets, liabilities and charters are obtained by the buyer. You are a subsidiary of a corporation and currently use the parent's corporate EIN. You become a subsidiary of a corporation. The corporation becomes a partnership or a sole proprietorship. You create a new corporation after a statutory merger. You receive a new corporate charter. You will not need a new EIN if any of the following are true. Partnership forms. 6. You will need a new EIN if any of the following are true. You do not need a new EIN if any of the following are true. Husband and wife businesses, sole proprietorship or partnership. You incorporate, one partner takes over and operates as a sole proprietorship. The partnership is terminated. No part of any business, financial operation, or venture of the partnership continues to be carried on by any of its partners in a partnership, and a new partnership is begun. Many small businesses are operated by husband and wife, without incorporating or creating a formal partnership agreement. A husband and wife business may be a partnership, whether or not a formal partnership agreement is made. However, see the information below regarding legislation designed to reduce taxpayer burden for husband and wife businesses. The Small Business and Work Opportunity Tax Act of 2000